It looks like the tooth fairy has come and visited me tonight, although I didn't lose a tooth, and instead of leaving me a quarter, it just took a big, massive shit all over the underside of my pillow and made me have one of the worst times of my life. If you're not aware, Tobuscus, or Toby Turner, as he's known by his real name, was a YouTuber back in the day who did harmless Minecraft videos and a couple of song parodies, among other things, need be mentioned. He was on a Cartoon Network show at one point known as The Annoying Orange. I don't know if anybody remembers The Annoying Orange. God, I wish I didn't remember The Annoying Orange now that I'm thinking about it. That's like probably one of the worst channels to ever grace the internet. It does have a legacy, and I can respect that, but I remember being 13 and watching so many Annoying Orange videos that it was like our generation's version of brain rot. I sound like I'm fucking 38 years old right now, but I'm not. I swear to God, I'm not that old. Also, a side note, I had some comments on my previous video addressing the game I'm playing and saying that they weren't too big of a fan of it. So, I tried to play something a little more relatable this time. Hopefully you guys know what's going on in this gameplay today versus yesterday's. Anyways, Toby Turner. He used to be a big public figure, and he was really respected in the space of YouTube and media in general. But as the years have gone on, he's been going down this crazy radicalized slop train. It all started whenever he got hit with a string of sexual assault allegations left and right. Everybody was saying that he did this and he did that. And honestly, I don't know which like any of that is true. But the moral of the story is he ended up vanishing from the internet for a long time. And, we didn't really hear much about him for a good long bit until he returned one day to Twitter.com and YouTube. And initially he returned to Twitter, now known as X, and he just started posting some really crazy content in his car where he was just sitting and saying things that weren't kind of like up to date. I'll play one of the car rants right now.
Look, man, I ain't never gonna say a word like unless I raise $500,000 up in this mother. Listen, man, I'm a black man trapped in the white man body.
Yeah, so just like the driest of material you can. And then that spiraled out of control on his YouTube channel where he started posting even more, just insane slop. He started going back to his old forms of content, trying to fall back into it. He wanted to get right back on the hype train, get back into those Tobuscus songs like we all remember. Do you remember Mini Tartar? Do you remember Safety Torch? These classic songs? Well, how about Food Stamps Is They Cuttin'?
Is they cutting food stamps? Google, is they playing? Cause I ain't in the mood, dog. Google got me tripping. I just woke up half an hour ago. Heard they cutting food stamps.
What you just witnessed was not one of America's interrogation videos they play if you are a threat to the country. This was a real thing that Toby Turner, aka Tobuscus, thought people, his fans included, would find entertaining, or at least he finds it entertaining because he thought it was good enough to sit down, write lyrics, type into ChatGPT, and get it to animate a music video for it. I also wonder if the instrumental was made by him or he had to ask somebody, like he had to message somebody, yo, I got this fire idea for a song. And then his buddy messaged him back and said, oh, shit, yeah, man, I got you, Toby. What's it called, dude? And he was like, oh, it's Food Stamps Is They Cuttin'. It's gonna be a song about food stamps. He really thought people would enjoy this. I don't know what's wrong with him. You might have heard all of this before. There's the Chazington video. Shout out Chazington. He's a real beast. There's other people on the platform who have talked about this before. But recently he has fallen really, really, really deep off like the far end of the balcony. He just completely, just started posting slurs. Like he genuinely just started posting slurs on Twitter. Like he just didn't care. I'm going to censor them on screen now. As of 12 hours ago, this is a meme. I guess you could call it a meme that he posted to his Twitter account, thinking everything was fine and dandy and it was all good. He quoted the person who made this meme for him and he posted it. I think he thinks he's like a Chad, but he's more like a soy boy. He's not. He's like a Wojak. He genuinely looks like a Wojak a little bit when you stare at him for too long. He just keeps going on and on. He's saying things about trans people. He's saying any chick that doesn't want to date somebody who follows me has a dick. He's just claiming outrageous stuff. He's putting out more fucking tweets than you can even keep up with. This dude cranks out a tweet every fucking 30 minutes. Genuinely, every time you blink, he's tweeted something new. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he tweeted some shit about this video, within the first 10 minutes that it gets posted. I don't know if his account is just ran by a bot who's been trained to say the most offensive, obscene shit it possibly can, but that's really what it feels like. It feels like his entire account exists for the sole purpose of just pissing the entire internet off. Now, the real reason I wanted to make this video, and the real thing that became a spearhead for this and really got me itching, I've been following Toby Turner. Not like actually following his account, but I've been sniffing on his trail like I'm Scrooge McDuck trying to solve a crime and collect the treasure, just to figure out, what exactly went wrong in this case. And for a long time I really couldn't figure it out, and I figured he just like had went off the deep end, and he, everything everyone's already said before. And then to my surprise, he just starts posting himself as different races. So you have Asian Tobuscus, which is just Tobuscus, but he's Asian, and probably the worst offender that I won't even show here. He posts himself essentially with AI blackface, and he says, "Hello once again, my N-words." The N-word being the word we all know. And he's quoting his 2012 Minecraft intro. His 2012 Minecraft intro being, "Hello once again, audience." He's quoting that, but the real genius, the comedy, comes from the fact that he switched out audience for the N-word because his character is now black. I know, it's fucking riveting stuff. He just goes on and on and on saying obscene and messed up stuff. Now, is this all I wanted to talk about today? No. I didn't want to just point and laugh at the man and say, haha, look at him, he's doing silly, crazy stuff. Although I do certainly get bonus points for having that on top of it. He's just kind of screaming for attention. And I'm kind of feeding him attention right now, but at the same time, eventually this will end, He had his 15-minute of fame, and it ended because he did something horrible. And now he's doing something equally as horrible, and this will also come to an end. And after this comes to an end, he'll have nothing left. What is he going to do then? He's probably going to go back to making songs to try and get attention, but no one's going to care because he's boy who cried wolf. He's already done the craziest shit he can do. At this point, the only thing that can make him even crazier is if he just pulled an all-out Logan Paul in 2017 moment and just did something absolutely fucking despicable that would probably just run him off the internet for good. I don't think Toby Turner is going to have a redemption arc, but if he did, you know what? I will eat my own pants. If Toby Turner had a redemption arc and the internet loved him again, I would cut up my pants, I would blend them into a fine paste, and I would drink it like a liquid. I would just enjoy the fuck out of that linen pants and all the cloth. I would do it. This is my word. You have my written consent. Toby, if you make a turnaround, that is what I will do. But, it's not going to happen. And I just want to say also real quick before this video ends, thank you guys so much for all your support on my previous video. I'm going to keep coming at you guys with these commentary videos about what I see when I doom scroll social media, because I am a doom scrolling ass motherfucker. I see a lot of stuff day in, day out, day in, day out. So, I'm going to try and crank these out as much as possible. I'm not going to promise anything like, fucking daily uploads, subscribe for daily uploads, subscribe if you want to, dude. I'm not going to force you. I'm not going to ask for a like. I'm not going to ask for a sub. I just want to say, genuinely thank you. That last video popped off pretty well. If you didn't know about any of this, now you know. You're in the loop. Remember, always stay hydrated and butter both sides of your toast. And let me know how that tastes. I wonder if it'll taste any different. I don't know. Peace, guys. Oh, you're still here? Okay. Well, thanks for sticking around. I still have one more surprise for you.
Yo, is they cutting food stamps? Google, let me ask you. Google, is they tripping?